Hi, it's Dorothy Guinan with Scrapbooking Quebec. I'm back on my channel after taking an unexpected break for a few months. My plan is to ease back slowly, so I thought I would show you the pages I created with the kit I shared on YouTube in early September. Also, at the end of this video, I'll talk about my upcoming YouTube plans. With my September 2022 kit, I created 24 pages, I think, along with a few cards. So here's the kit. It was based on 7 or 8 collections. 3 were new and the rest of it was older material from my stash. If you want to see how I put this together, I will put a link to the kit building video below. Before starting, there are a few things I'd like to mention. There are process videos for a few of these layouts, and they will be listed and linked below. Also, throughout the share, sometimes I'll put one layout on the table, then the coordinating page. These are double page spreads that started with a single page layout and then I stretched it. Also, at the end of this video, there will be still shots, so you will get a second look at all of the layouts I'm about to share with you. And also, I did cover up some of the photos. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first 2 pages I created using the Wild and Free collection. That was the Hip Kit Club's July 2022 release. And this page here, I used a sketch. It was from the Scrapbook Nerds sketch artist. Her name is Milena Woodywis. And you're actually going to see this page design pop up later on throughout this layout share. So I did create a page 2 to coordinate with it. So for this page 2, simply all I did was fill up the page with photos. I used a bunch of the leftover material from the original page, and then I created one embellishment cluster to basically create a visual triangle. So you can see that there. It's something I often do when I create a coordinating page. They are always really simple when I put together the page 2s. For this one, I actually incorporated a little book to add 2 extra photos. So now I'm going to show you 2 more pages, but this one I created with a different collection. It is with Curators Meadow by 49 in Market. So you can see here tons of photos on this page, and basically all I did was line up some vertical photos at the top, some horizontal photos at the bottom, once again mainly creating a visual triangle with these clusters that have bases with trees. And those trees, I used a die from Elizabeth Craft Designs. It is from a Christmas die set called Christmas Figures from 2 years ago, I think. That would make it 2020. Anyway, I absolutely love that die set. I use it year round. I also created a pocket here, and in this pocket I have 3 tags, and on these tags, each one of them, I either have 2 photos, one in the front and one in the back. So these are just kind of extra photos. And on this one here, I stamped out this little note card here. So this is actually a new stamp set to me from Elizabeth Craft Designs. It has a bunch of different journaling boxes. I absolutely love it. Anyway, so I will probably be having some more fun with that stamp set in the future. So now I'm going to show you 2 more pages, and once again I'm changing collections. This one is Let's Go from Simple Stories. Actually, I created this page first, and there is a video for this page design. I basically copied myself, so I will link up that video below. And here is the page 2 I created, I should say, to coordinate with it. So you can see, once again, I just added a row of photos and then used the leftover papers and created one more embellishment cluster, creating a visual triangle. So again, super simple when I put together these double page spreads, when I stretch a single page layout into a double page one. Now I'm changing collections, and this collection is Hello Valentine by Echo Park Paper, and I ended up creating 6 pages with it. And this is a Valentine's Day collection. None of my pages have anything to do with Valentine's Day. So basically here, all I did was create a photo mat by creating strips of paper across the 2 pages. These are actually slimline dies from the scrapbook.com, and I basically cut them out and stretched them across the 2 pages and created 2 main embellishment clusters, and I added a little hint here in black to create a visual triangle. Here's another one I created with the very same collection, and once again I created this one as a double page spread. So basically all I did was create 4 blocks. This one was really, really easy. You can see that the mat underneath has 2 of the different papers. I created a banner that kind of spans across the 2 pages here. I added a little bit of embellishments and 1 main title. That's it. So that was super quick and very effective as a layout. So now I'm going to show you 2 more pages, a double page spread that I created with this Hello Valentine collection. This one here started as a single page layout. There, you can see it right now. And this one, there is a video for it. It's part of the series that I started in September, One Sketch 3 Ways. Now in September, I managed to do 2 of them, but I do have a 3rd one that I will do in November. So you can see here, once again, it's that Milena Whitty sketch, and I do flip around these throughout the month, so you will see that later on. Anyway, here's one of them. I really like how this turned out. Again, a Valentine's Day collection. I don't think it looks that way. Here's the page 2, very simple, that I created to go with it, a 4-block grid, but even though it's simple, it really doesn't look simple because of this bold paper. I don't think it does anyway. And as you can see, once I get it again, I created an embellishment cluster to create a visual triangle across the 2 pages. And in this case, I cut out the title, the word yay, and I did it in graph paper, and then I did a bit of journaling inside. So it has kind of a funky look, and it was kind of fun to do. Now I'm going to change collections again. Now the next one was basically a page kit that I put in my kit in September. This one I created as a double page spread. It's from the Time to Travel collection by Bella Boulevard. So it's really kind of bold and bright, and anyway, it's fun, it's different for me, but every once in a while I definitely like to create layouts that are a little bit outside of my comfort zone. So the busyness does make it outside of my comfort zone. And I created a little insert with basically just a pocket page. It was a full 12 by 12 pocket page that I cut down the middle. I often don't use those 3-ring binders. I use Creative Memories binders, but for my travel albums, I often use these 3-ring binders. So anyway, to incorporate a few extra photos, I just cut one of these page protectors in half so you can kind of get an idea of how that's going to look on an album. Again, super, super busy, but a lot of photos, and it's a really fun collection. I used basically every scrap of that Time to Travel collection by Bella Boulevard. I absolutely loved it. So now I'm changing collections again, and this one is Vicki Boutin's Fernwood collection. So once again, this is that same sketch by Milena Whitty that I started that series on YouTube, One Sketch 3 Ways. So I'm going to get out the other page here just to give you an idea what the 2 look like. Now the orientation of the sketch is the same. You can see the L on both pages, but it does look very different. Material definitely changes up a look when you are using the same page design, but simply changing up the material. And obviously on this one here, I have 2 photos. Here I have 3. I switched up where the journaling goes. You can see here that the L, the horizontal line in the L, is up higher on this page here than it is on this one. Anyway, like I mentioned, hopefully later in November, you will get to see the 3rd page I created for this series, One Sketch 3 Ways. Now I did create a page 2 design to go with this, so here you have it. A very simple page design with one photo. And once again, all I did here was create a third embellishment cluster, and that basically unites the two pages together. And again, all I did here was repeat the same material on the page too. Now I'm going to change collections again. And the next one here is the O Canada collection by Photoplay Paper. This one had been collecting dust in my stash for a long, long time. I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of it because I absolutely love this collection. Anyway, I had a few pages left. I paired it with some wood grain paper from Simple Stories, and I created this double page spread. Once again, I used those Elizabeth Craft Design dies for these trees. I use them all the time. It's from a Christmas collection. And I used some new dies that I had in my stash here. These are called tree ring dies. It has an embossing folder along with dies, and that is a product from Stampin' Up from this fall. I'm going to change collections again. This is the Barbecute collection by Doodlebug Design. This one was as well a page kit that I put together, and also totally outside my comfort zone. You can see big, bright, bold colors, but I do like it. Really, really fun. And once again, I used these slimline dies from the scrapbook.com. Actually, the page I showed you earlier is the very same page design. I basically just scrap lifted myself. So all I did here, of course, was simply create a mat that spanned across the two pages, grouped up my photos on top of it, created two main embellishment clusters, each with a title and each with journaling, and then I created a hint of a visual triangle up here in the top right. Now, the next page I'm going to show you, it's just one page, and I don't think this material was in my kit in September. It was from the Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler, their July 2022 kit that came out, or collection that they gave out. It's a Doodlebug Design collection. The name escapes me. I will write it on the screen. And the design for this page was one that Natalie D'Souza did on a Facebook Live for the Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler. Basically, I needed something kind of mindless to do. I watched her Facebook Live, which was very enjoyable, and her instructions were clear and easy. I've never really done one of these sunbursts before. I know everybody has, but I haven't, and it was really easy to follow. So I'm really actually quite happy with it, and it really did the trick. I needed to put my mind on something else that particular evening, so it was kind of like a therapy for me. Now, what I'm going to show you right now is a page 2 design, and this is basically created from a page kit I put together with a bunch of Simple Stories material. I don't think this was in my kit for the month of September. Anyway, this page here, I did it on YouTube, I think in August. I will link it up below. And basically, I had to create my page 2. So once again, all I did was repeat the same material, the leftovers, on the page 2. I call it a page 2, but in this case, I'm putting it on the left. I added a bunch of strips of paper here, and I created one embellishment cluster. And when I created this page, I actually had leftover embellishments, so that made it really easy. All I did was create a cluster here, and these are created with a bunch of punches and dies from Stampin' Up. Now, when I created this, I had some more embellishments left over. So what I did was I created 2 very simple cards. I have one of them here. One of them I've already given away. So you can see all I did was cut myself out a little backdrop for this card, added some of the leftover embellishments, and I created a card. I didn't write anything in this inside. That way I can turn it into a thank you card or a birthday card. Anyway, I've already sent one out as a birthday card. So I do have another page 2 design that I created. Now this one, I actually did it on YouTube a while back. I will put a link to that video below in case you're interested. So I created a page 2 to go with it, and this was using material from Pink Fresh Studio, the Life Right Now collection. So once again, all I did was repeat the same paper on the page 2. I created one embellishment cluster, creating a visual triangle across the 2 pages. Super, super easy. So again, a video for this page, I did it last summer. That one will be linked below. And aside from that, what I did do was create a few cards for International Scrapbooking Day weekend. My phone's ringing, so I'm going to turn off this video for a moment. I am so sorry about that. So once again, here are the 3 cards I created for International Card Making Day, or whatever that is called, in early October. I did this for a challenge at the scrapbooknerd.com. They had a crop happening over there, and my challenge was to do some batch card making, which is exactly how I often create my cards. Super simple. I create them in steps. So in this case, all I did was cut up a bunch of the very same paper to create the backdrop, and then I made myself a bunch of poinsettias with some dies from waffle flour. Then I stamped out my sentiments, and then in basically a step-by-step fashion, I simply adhered them all together and created 3 quick Christmas cards. So that's it. Anyway, stay tuned for the still shots, and I will see you soon on YouTube. And I'm also going to talk about my end of year plans for YouTube. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this layout share, and here are some still shots. So while I'm showing you these still shots, I'm going to tell you what's going on with me. Basically, my life took an unexpected turn in September. And for those of you who enjoy watching my channel, who write kind words, and who share your stories with me, I want you to know that you are so important to me. And that's why I'm back. YouTube and my Scrappy community are my therapy. So I want to thank you for being there. Between now and the end of 2022, I will create content when I feel up for it. And for that reason, my channel will be less structured and a bit different than what you are used to seeing here. But nevertheless, I will try to pop on from time to time. To start, there will be another layout share in a few days, and that's for the pages I created last summer using 49 in Market's Spectrum Sherbert collection. I actually filmed it and had it prepared in late August, but I never did post it. Also, I will be doing a layout process video for the Scrapbook Nerd in November to complete a mini series that I started in September. It was the 1 Sketch 3 Ways. There should be more stuff as well. I'm just not quite sure what yet at this point. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would be absolutely thrilled if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. I will be back on YouTube on November 4th. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.